Welcome back my channel. It was a 2007 USA quarter dollar, seemingly ordinary at first glance, but with subtle, striking anomalies. The texture of the minting, the gleam of the metal, and the remarkable clarity of the design hinted that this was no regular quarter from circulation. What Harold held unknowingly was one of the rarest finds a casual coin handler could dream of encountering. The year 2007 was a significant chapter in American coin history. It marked one of the concluding years of the groundbreaking 50-state quarters program launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999. This initiative aimed to honor each of the 50 states with a unique reverse design on the quarter, and by 2007, states like Montana, Washington, Idaho, Wyoming, and Utah had their quarters released to great public fanfare. The coin Harold found bore the design of the Montana state quarter. The reverse showed a powerful image of a bison skull hovering above the majestic Montana landscape, an evocative homage to the state's Native American heritage and rugged natural beauty. But this quarter, though based on the official Montana design, had peculiar details. The outline of the bison skull was bolder, the field background more defined, and a microscopic doubling could be detected under strong magnification. The postmaster, a hobbyist in numismatics during his youth, sensed there was something exceptional here. He cleaned the coin gently with a dry cloth, preserving its natural patina, and placed it under a loupe. What he saw astounded him. A prominent die error near the date, subtle doubling in the word Liberty, and an off-center strike, all signs that this quarter might be a rare misstrike or a special die variety. These flaws, or rather these anomalies, made the coin all the more coveted. He brought it to a local coin appraiser, a seasoned expert who had worked with auctions and private collectors for over 30 years. The moment the appraiser laid eyes on the quarter, his demeanor shifted. He turned the coin over, then back again. His brows lifted. A slow smile grew across his face. "Harold," he began, the weight of excitement making his voice tremble. "Do you know what you have here? This isn't just a quarter. This is one of the ultra-rare early strike Montana quarters with a documented die misalignment and minor double die features. Only a handful of these have ever surfaced." The collector world, upon discovering the coin's authenticity, reacted with astonishment. Online forums buzzed, numismatic circles echoed with excitement, and several high-profile auction houses reached out. Offers poured in, ranging from the tens of thousands to over six figures. The peak valuation stood somewhere between $50,000 to $105,000, depending on buyer interest and auction conditions. What was once pocket change had become a symbol of numismatic destiny. The 2007 USA quarter dollar, particularly certain state editions like Montana and Utah, saw limited releases of error coins due to early minting issues. Some of these anomalies went unnoticed by the general public, but keen-eyed collectors and the lucky few who stumbled upon them have reaped the rewards. These coins became legends not just because of their design, but because of the stories wrapped around them, the stories of ordinary people stumbling into extraordinary discoveries. For Harold Simmons, that single morning changed his life. He didn't rush to sell the coin. Instead, he spent months learning its history, studying its unique features, and connecting with coin historians. It wasn't just the monetary value that captivated him. It was the sense of holding a piece of American art, a product of history, craftsmanship, and chance. And perhaps that's the real allure of coin collecting. Beyond the glint of silver or copper, beyond the valuations and auction hammers, lies the joy of discovery, the thrill of the unknown. A single quarter, tossed decades ago into circulation, may one day resurface as a treasured heirloom, ready to surprise and inspire its next keeper. The 2007 quarter, born from the Statehood Initiative, continues to be a sought-after artifact. Especially rare variants, be they die errors, double dies, or experimental strikes, are not just coins. They're stories waiting to be found, histories waiting to be retold, and just maybe, sitting at the bottom of a drawer, in a forgotten change jar, or tucked in a dusty corner of a long-locked box, another 2007 quarter waits, quiet, unassuming, and priceless. In the lush embrace of the Pacific Northwest, where towering pines whisper ancient stories and rivers carve their legacy through timeless canyons, a coin emerged in 2005 that would come to carry the spirit of Oregon in its copper-nickel shell, the 2005 Oregon USA quarter dollar. But behind its glinting surface lay a tale not just of design and minting, but of historical reverence, mystery, and incredible value. It all began with the 50-state quarters program, a wildly popular initiative launched by the United States Mint in 1999. By 2005, the program had captured the hearts of millions, with each new release representing a state's unique identity. For Oregon, the challenge was profound: how to encapsulate a land so rich in natural beauty and storied exploration. The answer came in the form of Crater Lake. Formed over 7,700 years ago by the violent eruption and subsequent collapse of Mount Mazama, Crater Lake is a marvel of stillness and depth, the deepest lake in the United States. The coin's reverse design, engraved with breathtaking detail, features Wizard Island set serenely within Crater Lake, framed by towering evergreens and rugged cliffs. The design, created by sculptor-engraver Donna Weaver, wasn't just a tribute to geography. It was a celebration of resilience, of natural rebirth, of Oregon's enduring wilderness. But as these quarters rolled off the presses in Denver and Philadelphia, something curious began to surface among collectors. Certain coins bore minute errors, tiny quirks born from misaligned dies, weak strikes, or doubled elements. These errors, subtle to the untrained eye, became gold dust to the numismatic world. And then there were the pristine specimens, those struck with such perfection, such clarity of detail, that they seemed untouched by time. One particular 2005 Oregon quarter, found in a forgotten roll of circulated change, would go on to stun experts. With razor-sharp relief, untouched luster, and a near-flawless finish, it was appraised and certified as a top-tier specimen. Soon, word spread of its incredible value, estimated between $22,000 to $88,000 depending on grade, rarity of strike, and market demand. The value wasn't just about minting quality, it was about the story. The idea that a symbol of one of America's most breathtaking landscapes, minted in such limited perfection, could become a treasure passed from hand to hand. Enthusiasts began scouring bank rolls, coin jars, and collector boards for any sign of an Oregon quarter with those telltale marks of rarity. Dealers saw rising premiums. Auctions became battlegrounds of bidding and desire. But perhaps what gives this coin its true weight is what it represents. The Oregon quarter is a tribute to exploration, not just Lewis and Clark's famed expedition which reached the Pacific through this very terrain, but a call to today's explorers, collectors, and dreamers. It's a reminder that in the most common of places, a pocket, a drawer, a dusty shoebox, might lie hidden history, waiting to be rediscovered. So, if you ever find yourself holding a 2005 Oregon quarter, pause and look closely. Trace the outline of the lake, feel the textured ridges, let the weight of it settle in your palm. For in that small circle of metal rests not just a scene from the Pacific Northwest, but the echo of a volcano, the vision of a nation's mint, and possibly the glint of a fortune. In the heart of the American South, where pride is as vast as the land itself and the echoes of independence still hum through the air, a coin was struck in 2004 that carried more than just metal. It carried legacy. The 2004 Texas USA quarter dollar emerged as the 28th release in the iconic 50-state quarters program, honoring the Lone Star State with a design that blended history, rebellion, and statehood in a single, powerful emblem. Texas is no ordinary state. Once its own republic, the sense of independence and self-reliance has long defined its people and their place in the American story. The territory that was once governed under the flag of its own sovereign nation is now one of the most storied and influential in the United States. So, when the United States Mint began conceptualizing the Texas quarter, it was clear that the design had to reflect that unmistakable boldness. It had to speak of frontiers and revolution, of cattle drives and oil fields, of legends born under the burning sun and sprawling plains. The result was a masterpiece of numismatic storytelling. The reverse side of the coin features the legendary Lone Star, a timeless symbol of Texas independence, set boldly against an outline of the state itself. The star is flanked by lariat ropes, a subtle nod to Texas's cowboy heritage, cattle culture, and rugged spirit. Sculptor Norman E. Namath brought this vision to life with clean, confident lines, capturing a narrative centuries in the making. It wasn't just a design, it was a statement. Each detail was deliberate, each curve and line told of bravery, of battles fought for sovereignty, and the persistent pulse of freedom that defines Texas culture. To hold the Texas quarter is to hold a moment frozen in time, a commemoration not only of state pride, but of the enduring frontier spirit. It's more than a coin, it's a symbol that millions carried in their pockets, a whisper of a place that dared to stand alone and later chose to unite. The Lone Star, gleaming on its face, is more than art, it is identity. But what makes this particular coin so valuable is not just the imagery, it's the rarity and condition of certain strikes. Among the millions of coins minted in Philadelphia and Denver, a small number emerged with striking anomalies. Some bore doubled images of the star or state border. Others were weakly struck or misaligned, creating what collectors referred to as off-center or rotated die errors. A few, struck with such flawless precision and perfect luster, have become prized possessions in top-tier coin collections and have left collectors and historians stunned. Take, for instance, one of the finest examples discovered, minted with extraordinary sharpness and a dramatic off-center error, preserved in mint state condition. Its surface shimmered with a brilliant luster under the grating lamp, revealing not just beauty but flawless form. When placed at auction, its value soared to an estimated $14,000 to $72,000, depending on rarity, die variety, and grade. It wasn't just a collector's prize, it was a symbol of heritage, prestige, and history, all bound into one shining quarter. The excitement around the sale sent ripples through the collector world, igniting renewed interest in the entire 50-state quarter series. Collectors across the country took notice. Suddenly, the 2004 Texas quarter wasn't just another coin from the 50-state series, it became a hunt. People scoured coin rolls, bank deposits, and flea market boxes for those rare anomalies. Dealers began highlighting any minting peculiarity, and grading services saw a surge in Texas submissions, all in search of that one rare gem. It was as if the coin itself had reignited the pioneering spirit it represented. Whole communities of hobbyists formed around online forums, coin shows, and auction houses, with tales swirling of legendary finds and dream-come-true moments when someone pulled one from change. But the coin's deeper value lies beyond monetary worth. Holding a 2004 Texas quarter is like holding a fragment of the American frontier. It represents the spirit of a people who once stood as their own nation, who fly the Lone Star not just as decoration but as a declaration. It's a coin that tells stories of wide skies and rugged plains, of revolutions and resolve. It speaks to the soul of the collector, the one who doesn't just see metal and engraving, but sees history, identity, pride. A well-worn coin can still sing the same song of independence. A pristine specimen, flawless and gleaming, becomes almost sacred, a shrine in silver and copper. So, if fate places a Texas quarter in your hand, let your eyes linger. Study the bold contours of the state outline, the star shining proudly at its center, and the twisted rope etched around it. Let your mind drift to tales of Alamo bravery, of Longhorn drives and oiled boomtowns, of a place that never settled for ordinary. Because in that coin, you may just be holding not only a piece of metal, but a piece of legend. In the world of collecting, few coins evoke such passion, such conversation, and such deep connection as the Texas quarter. It's not just about scarcity or condition, it's about meaning, about history, about the story that shines every time the coin catches the light. And for those lucky enough to find one of the rare, pristine, or error-marked Texas quarters, it's more than a discovery. It's an heirloom, a legacy, a glimmer of the Lone Star forever caught in silver and copper. Perhaps more than any other state coin, the Texas quarter has managed to do what money often cannot. It's connected people. From generations of Texans to collectors in far corners of the world, this coin became a medium of shared admiration. It's a testament to the idea that even in something as small as a 25-cent piece, there can live a whole world of story, pride, and enduring legacy. And as long as people treasure that story, the value, both emotional and monetary, of the 2004 Texas quarter will only continue to rise.